everybody, today is Friday, I think it's the 2nd of July 2021, and I am off on a quick one-day excursion. I left Johannesburg, or East Rand, early this morning at about, must have been around 5:15. I'm on my way to Kathu in the Northern Cape. My son is working in the States at the moment, in the US, and when he comes back, he wanted to buy himself a decent motor car. But he's been there now for a couple of months, and he's keeping an eye on the market, and he's found a Nissan 200 SX that he's been very keen on for a long time, one of these cars. So the photos he sent me looks pretty good. He's asked me to go and take a look at it. So hey, any excuse to get in the Landcruiser and go for a spin. Unfortunately, there's no off-road, no 4x4, it's just tar road all the way. I'm going to come back to you in a little while with where I'm going, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and yeah, just something to bide the time actually on the road. I'll catch you in a minute. So the channel is a bit quiet at the moment. As you know, I started this channel to document my return to my base camp, Elundu, on the border between Southwest Africa, or Namibia, as it's known today, and Angola. As you know, I've already had one attempt at it, and well, I couldn't get through the border post at Drift into Namibia. So it ended up being just a nice trip around the Northern Cape and the Western Cape, which I enjoyed, but I still haven't fulfilled my aim of starting this channel. So that is still on the back burner at the moment. At the moment I can't afford the diesel and everything else to undertake such a trip. As you know, I lost my income again in December, and it's been a long road. Things are tight, but hopefully we can make a recovery. You know, in this business of trading and cryptocurrencies, you can make a turnaround in a pretty short space of time. So I'm hoping, you know, all things financial aside, I'm planning, if I can, to do this trip around this time next year, July, August, the same trip again. Well, not the same route, but basically in reverse. I will go in at Narkop, and then make my way around from the east on the border all the way to the west, and then I'm going to include from the Angolan border along the coast all the way down, and then come out at Drift if they open. Oh, the sun is bad. That is basically my plan. As I said, unfortunately I can't afford it now. I don't know if I'll be able to afford it then, but I'm working towards it, and I am basically planning everything as if I will be able to afford it anyway. So that is the plan. I'm going to, trying to block the sun here, I'm going to be planning my route, or I've already started planning my route, and getting the Landcruiser ready. That is one of my big things at the moment, the Landcruiser. I undertook the trip last time. The vehicle was good. It was in decent condition. I couldn't have anticipated that I was going to have a burst radiator along the way. The radiator was pretty new. It wasn't an old radiator. I have no idea why it popped, how it popped. Actually, I know how it popped. I found the crack in one of the tubes. I'm still going to attempt to fix it. But the Landcruiser still, when I got back, as you know, it had one or two electrical issues, and I've sorted out most of them, as you know. But there are still a few things that I'd like to do. I would like to build a drawer system. I don't have a drawer system yet. All those plastic containers I used last time, they worked, but it's not ideal, because every time you want something, you've got to, if it's in the bottom container, you've got to unpack the whole lot to get to the bottom one. So that wasn't ideal, but it worked. I'd like something better. I'm planning a very thin, either stainless steel square tubing, if I can find small square tubing. I don't want to use 20 by 20, it's a little bit too big. I'd like to get something like 15 mil, 12 mil or 15 mil square tubing, thin wall, and use that. Build a frame out of that, and use aluminium drawers cover the whole lot with aluminium sheeting as well. It should end up pretty light, probably lighter than if I built the whole thing out of aluminium. So the draw system I'd like to do, I would still like to build you look behind me, you see I've taken the cargo barrier out, which also holds the 12-volt system. So I don't have any 12-volt system in it at the moment. I want to build a completely new system on the proper board. If you remember correctly, the last one was just a temporary board, horrible looking thing, but it worked fine. It worked 100% actually. So I'm wanting to expand that board and make it basically full length with a cutout that I can see a little bit with a review mirror through the cutout. Unless I pack too much stuff on top of the draw system at the back, which will obscure the view. But I'm going to leave a cutout that I can use, when I'm not overlanding. So that's that. I've sorted out most of the electrical issues, as you know, but on this little trip I've now discovered two things. For some reason my light bar doesn't want to come on, because I left home in the dark this morning and some of these roads I'm on are quite empty. So I was going to use the light bar. As you know, the Landcruiser, the 80 series, doesn't have good standard headlights, which I have. So I was going to use the light bar, and for some reason it's not coming on. Also, my windscreen wiper washer motor, the front windscreen washer motor, is not coming on. I know there is a problem with that. I think it might be a bush or something in the motor. It's very old. The motor does work every now and again. If you give it a few taps, it does work. So I think it's just stuck again. The rear one works fine. Other than that, everything is perfect. The heater is working fine. It was pretty chillos this morning when I left home, but the heater is working fine, so I've got no problems with that. All the controls and everything seem to be working fine, so I've obviously assembled it correctly, and no problems there. So, yeah, I need to fix just those couple of things, and if I can build a draw system, that would be great. And then the vehicle is basically ready. I could take it tomorrow, really. I mean, I can get by without a windscreen washer and a light bar, Light bars LED light bars are not legal in Namibia anyway, so I'd have to take it off. But I'll sort that out. That's not a problem. That's quick and easy. But at the moment, I don't have money to spend on the car. As I said, money is very short at the moment. I don't have money to spend on the car. Luckily, because everything is fine. Everything's going fine. The car's performing well. I've got no complaints. But let's assume that I do get it right to finance the trip at the end of the year or next year, and I do get to my old base. The question arises, will that be the end of my channel? I've achieved my goal? No, it won't. My first trip in this vehicle, which ended up a tour of the Northern Cape, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's my first overlanding experience, and I suppose you can say I'm hooked. I want to do more of this. I want to somehow finance it all. Hopefully, there's the sun again. Hopefully, I can get my finances in order and finance these trips. They're not cheap. Diesel is definitely not cheap. But slowly but surely, I'll be able to afford these kind of things. So, the channel is very small at the moment because I'm quiet. If I had more money to go on trips, on weekend trips and things like that, I could probably make more videos and put more videos out. That would grow my channel faster, but at the moment I can't afford it. So, I'm just glad to be able to get in the driver's seat and go somewhere in the car. It's enjoyable. I just love driving the thing, just going somewhere. As you can hear, it's not the quietest vehicle on earth. At some stage I might haul the carpets out and put some sound deadening in, new sound deadening, over what might be in there already, to improve the sound deadening. But that's mine, as I'm not worried about it. Quite enjoy the noise. I like the sound of it. But that's the story for my channel. I'm going to keep doing trips like this, and if I can step outside the box, I would like to at some point, somehow, I don't know how, ship this vehicle over to Australia and do things like the Cape York, and I'd like to cross the Simpson Desert, those kind of things, the teletrack. I don't want to put my vehicle through what the guys, Shauno and Graham from 4x4 24/7 or 4-wheel drive 24/7. I would not put my vehicle through what they do. I mean, this is the only vehicle I own. They have specially built vehicles for those trips and sponsorships and everything else. But I would love to get to Australia and do some of those trips. Some of the islands that they take the ferry across to, I can't think of the names of the islands now, but oh man, if I could get there, absolutely, it would be unbelievable. Dream come true for me. So you never know what happens in the future. I thoroughly enjoy watching. Oops, sorry about that. I had to just slow down and take a turn off. Anyway, where was I? The guys from 4-wheel drive 24/7. I never miss an episode of theirs. I thoroughly enjoy it, but I could not put this vehicle through what Shauno puts his vehicles through. I mean, he's got a lot of vehicles, and I'm sure he has his 200 series as a daily, or maybe a little car that we don't even know about. But this is the only vehicle I own. I could never put my vehicle through the punishment that those guys do, but I absolutely thoroughly enjoy it. But the channel that really gets me going is 4x Overland, Anderson Pier 1. Particularly his Namibia trips and his Australia trips where he crossed the Simpson Desert, those kind of things. Thoroughly enjoy he's good at what he does. He produces excellent video. That's maybe another thing I need to buy for the trip next year. A drone, love to have a drone, and a decent, at least one action camera. I had my son's one on the last trip, which worked very well. I'd love to get a decent action camera for that trip, because I'm planning to go through some nice areas. The Marianvlus in Namibia, the Van Styles Pass. I want to go do them all on one trip, the whole lot. So it's a hell of a lot more than what I would have done on the last trip. So it's going to be one absolute cracker of a trip if I can get it right. Well, not if, it's when I can get it right. If I can get it right for July, August next year, it would be fantastic. But I will get it right eventually, I'm sure. So that's basically it for where I'm going with this channel. After my Namibia trip, look, that is number one priority for me, is to get to the Elundu base where I was based in 1987. That is my dream. That is what I'm going to do first before I do anything else. I might do a couple of small little trips here and there, just shakedown trips to test maybe the draw system that I built, or the new 12-volt system that I built. But I'm not tackling anything major until I've done the Elundu trip. And after that, I might even do one or two more Namibia trips, because Namibia is a beautiful country. There is so much to be seen there. South Africa has some beautiful spots to go to, but unfortunately this place is so dangerous. I will be tackling most of it by myself. I don't want to end up, I'm one of these people that I don't want to be in crowds. I don't want to be in a proper campsite amongst 20, 30, 40 other campers in our little sites. I want to do wild camping as much as I can. And in South Africa, there are places where you can, but it is so dangerous. It is really, you're taking your life in your hands if you just pull off the road somewhere and put up a tent, sleep for the night. It is too dangerous, most areas. So Namibia, and I'd love to do Botswana as well. Namibia and Botswana are on the top of my list. And as I said, my dream trip would be to go and spend a few months in Australia just doing these trips. The Simpson Desert and those kind of things, I would absolutely love it. I don't know who would do it with me, but that is my dream. this channel is not going to stop once I have done the Elundu trip. Once I've managed to succeed at that'll only be the start of this channel. So I'm on my way to Kathu, maybe around the halfway mark now. So I'm going to stop this video. It's long enough as it is. Cheers.